Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to learn Chapter 5 Life in Banjaru Malay from your 10th standard third language English Part 2. This chapter describes the life of tribal people living in Banjaru Malay, a remote village in Dakshina Kannada, located in a beautiful Western Ghats. The lesson highlights the contrast between natural beauty and modern difficulties. It shows how the villages live peacefully in nature but still struggle due to lack of basic facilities like roads, hospitals, and schools. Students, let me introduce you to the characters. The first character is Forest Department official, encourages students to visit Banjaru Malay and appreciate forest life. The second character is Headmaster, agrees to arrange a tour for students. Third character, villagers of Banjaru Malay, tribal people living in simple but challenging life. Fourth, A.B. Annappa, president of the Microhydel Power Project Committee. Fifth one is Prakash, villager who operates the power turbine daily. Sixth character Krishnappa, GP member who explains villagers' careful use of electricity. Seventh character Lakshman, villager who speaks humorously about being cut off from the world. Eighth character S.K. Das, former deputy commissioner who once attempted to visit the village. Students, now let's begin with the first part, that is invitation to Banjaru Malay. A forest department official talks about the importance of planting trees and living close to nature. He says forest life gives peace, strength and happiness. He suggests students visit Banjaru Malay, a forest village, for an adventurous and educational experience. Let me give you an example for this. Just like children learn better by visiting zoo instead of reading about animals, students can understand nature better by visiting Banjaru Malay. The next part is Banjaru Malay, a village with water and power. Most cities in Karnataka face water shortage and power cuts, but Banjaru Malay does not face these problems because of a mountain stream that flows throughout the year. Around 125 people live in small tribal village. Let me give you an example for this. While cities struggle during summer for water tankers, Banjaru Malay villages always have fresh water from nature. The next part is a long way home, lack of accessibility. Though the life of villages have water, it is very difficult to reach. The nearest shop is 20 kilometers away and the health center is 25 kilometers away. The road is rough and passes through Charmadi Ghat. Jeeps charge high amounts to travel there. Let me give you an example for this. Imagine walking 10 kilometers just to catch a bus. That is normal life for them. Now let's move on to the next part, that is microhydel project, a ray of hope. The villagers built a microhydel power project using stream water in 2002. They contributed money and labor. The government and SKDRDP helped financially. Now each family pays maintenance charge. Let me give you an example for this. Instead of waiting for government electricity, they created their own small power plant. Now let's move on to the next part, that is power usage and limitation. Prakash turns on electricity at 6 p.m. and switches it off at 8 a.m. Electricity is limited. Some houses still use kerosene lamps. Villagers avoid using electricity in the daytime to prevent children from wasting time watching TV. Let me give you an example for this. They value electricity and use it carefully, unlike city people who waste power. Now let's move on to the next part, that is tough life and farming problems. Earlier villages grew paddy but wild animals destroyed crops. So they shifted to arecanut, coconut, rubber and banana farming. Some villages work in nearby estates. Let me give you an example for this. If monkeys destroy our crops every season, you must change what you grow. Now let's move on to the next part, that is basic demands and government neglect. Villages request better roads, a bridge, and a doctor. No deputy commissioner visited the village except one who could not reach due to river flooding. The villagers even built a stage called DC Katte to welcome him. Let me give you an example for this. They prepared to welcome an officer, but he never arrived. Now let's move on to the next part, that is paradise for visitors but heart for villagers. Banjaru Malay looks like heaven with waterfalls, birds, clean air, and no pollution. Visitors enjoy it, but villagers walk long distances weekly for necessities. Let me give you an example for this. What is a holiday destination for tourists is daily struggle for locals. Students, now let's see what is the conclusion. Life in Banjaru Malay beautifully shows the contrast between nature paradise and human struggle. The villagers live in clean air, pure water, and peaceful surroundings. They are united, hardworking, and self reliant. They build their own electricity system and manage their life with courage. But at the same time, they lack roads, hospitals, proper government support. Their life teaches us that development is not just about cities and technology, it must reach remote villages too. Students, now let's see what is the moral of the lesson. This lesson tells us that true happiness comes from harmony with nature, but basic facilities are necessary for dignified life. Nature gives peace and strength. We must respect and support tribal communities. If you like the video, children, please give a thumbs up, share, subscribe. See you in the next class. Until then, bye.